All right, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Pleasure to meet you today.
Likewise.
And it's kind of funny how we met. Walking down the street, you were eating a slice of pizza, and I said you looked like John Travolta from Staying Alive. And then there we were, just talking about the North and where we are and your life with your work with the trains. So let's take it from the top. Where were you born?
Central Maternity Hospital, the Bronx.
Okay.
I was once a New Yorker, but that's on a different time space continuum.
Okay. What year was that?
1949. I am 1,000 years old.
Okay. And so where were your parents from?
They were born on a small island off the coast of New Jersey, Manhattan.
All right. And so growing up, did you spent your whole childhood in New York?
Half the day in New York City and half the day in a wonderful, almost village called Closter in Bergen County.
Okay.
And it was a great place to grow up. But I was sent from middle school onward to a small, demanding private school in Manhattan. And that's when I started riding the subways twice a day, when I was 12 years old.
Okay. So what subways were those in Manhattan?
Well, if you are a rail fan, and they are out there,
Yeah.
I started riding the cars that were called the R1s through the R10s, which is like saying, when I started horseback riding, it was called the Woolly Mammoth. It was the Broadway IRT and the 8th Avenue Independent line.
Okay.
And I was just this kid. Tokens were 15 cents and nothing ever happened.
Yeah. And did this kind of begin your fascination with trains? Like, do you remember when it started?
Yeah, actually, I had HO trains as a little kid.
Yeah.
And I had an HO train layout. And about the time I started riding the subways, the layout was taken down by my parents because they needed the space to do other stuff. And I did get railroading merit badge as a Boy Scout. And but I never rode trains until I was in any serious way until I was 16.
Okay.
And at 16, when I was done with my summer job, I started to hitchhike. With my parents' blessing, they were good that way.
Right.
I bogged down the second day in Scranton, and bogged down next to Scranton's passenger station, and a switch engine goes by, and the crew looks down at this little kid with his backpack and says, "You want to ride?" So I climbed up on the switch engine, and that was the start of my hopping freight trains, which I did basically up through graduate school.
Wow. So for those of us like myself that don't know what a switch engine is, what is that?
A switcher is a small, stubby engine, locomotive.
Okay.
Doesn't go very fast.
Yeah.
Reasonably powerful.
Yeah.
And it's just used to move cars around in a yard.
Yeah.
Or to deliver them to a factory or warehouse siding. And so that went around to the Taylor yards of the Erie-Lackawanna Railroad. And I was excited. And I climbed down and knew enough about trains, and the yard crews weren't worried enough so that I was able to hide in one of the locomotives, the last locomotive on a string of locomotives that was headed towards Northumberland, Pennsylvania that night.
Okay.
And Once we pulled out of the yard,
You're 16 for this?
I'm 16.
Okay.
I am dead middle class. You know?
Yeah, sure.
I got my Boy Scout knapsack with me.
Gotcha.
And
Are you still in high school, or did you like graduate early?
No, I was high school.
Okay.
I'm not high school. You know, I was clueless. I still am. We came down out of the coal mining mountains and into the night. And sometime later, a brakeman or an engineer or a conductor kicked me out. I gone to sleep on the floor, my head on my pack.
Wow.
And, gently threw me off. I slept in a barn. And every summer after that, I kept writing for a few days.
Wow.
That was my vacation. The rest of the time I worked.
And what were you doing for work?
I worked in a hardware warehouse
Okay.
in Brooklyn, East New York.
In Brooklyn.
It was a different Brooklyn. I mean,
So you traveled from the Bronx to work in Brooklyn?
No,
That's quite a hike.
we born in the Bronx.
Gotcha.
Immediately move out to suburban New Jersey to this village.
Oh, God. Okay,
Every
gotcha.
day, starting when I'm 12, commute into New York,
Got it.
get on the subway,
Got it.
come out of New York.
Uh-huh.
I was raised to be a scholar and an academic. My father was very bright and didn't have that opportunity and picked me.
Okay.
So-
What do you mean he picked you?
He thought I should go on and become a scholar.
Were you like the oldest of other
No, I
siblings?
was number 4.
Okay.
And
But he picked you for some reason.
well, I was a bookworm. I was shy. If you had picked somebody that said, "Okay, who's the nerd?"
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
so I went to the University of Chicago, where fun goes to die, and majored in economics. Went to a business school, got an MBA. Went to work for the Southern Pacific Railroad. Started to come out of my social shell. I needed a line job, direct operating experience. I told you about this. And the only one.
Refresh me.
Okay, so back then, you couldn't run something on a railroad. You couldn't be an executive unless you knew railroad operations.
Okay.
Okay, you couldn't become.
What year is this now?
1973.
Okay, so we
It was
fast
half a
forwarded
century
quite a
ago.
bit.
Yeah.
So wait, we skipped over from 16. You're jumping on trains, and now it's like 8 years later. This is now after college.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I go to college. From college, I go right to business school. From business school, I have a summer job.
Business school is Cambridge, right?
Yes. Actually, the B school is not in Cambridge. It's in Boston. It's what's called Across the River.
Okay.
And
Also 73, or what year was that?
71. Graduate college, go right to business school, which was unusual for that school. Get a summer job in the signal department of the Union Pacific Railroad.
Now, quick question for
What?
just to paint the picture. Were you part of the hippie movement or
No.
anything like that?
Missed
Uninterested.
the 60s.
Uninterested.
Missed the 70s.
Gotcha.
Missed the 80s.
What was the 80s?
I don't know.
I guess Coke.
Coke. In the 80s, I was married with kids.
Gotcha.
And I had a responsible job.
Yep.
And I just missed it all.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
73.
73, go to San Francisco. Start to climb out of the pit of dweebdom.
Okay.
But I take a job back east.
How does that look, climbing out of the pit? What does that mean?
Well, I'm in San Francisco.
Right, in fucking 73.
Right, I'm in San Francisco. I have a studio down on Nob Hill, $165 a month for Murphy bed, furnished studio.
People probably don't even know what the fuck a Murphy bed is anymore.
Anyway,
But yeah,
So, and
that's awesome.
women who wouldn't date me unless I was the last straight single guy in the world discovered that in San Francisco, where I lived, I was the last single straight.
Gotcha.
So no matter how clueless, it was either me or, and
Yeah.
I met a woman, She picked me up on a bus.
Really?
Coming
What was
home
that?
from night school.
What was that like?
An exercise in. I mean, she was determined. She had gone back to school. She knew I had a degree in economics. She was taking economics. So she sat down next to me and chatted and chatted and chatted, and we got off the streetcar line and transferred to the cable car line. It's April in San Francisco, about 8:30 at night, and halfway up Nob Hill, the light bulb goes on. So I asked her out for a beer at the old Fairmount Grocery, but she only wanted to be for my mind, and I wouldn't give in, not until I'm serious, you know. I mean, what is this? You know, I you want to fuck my mind? There's more to me than just that. I'm not just a pretty brain.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah.
So, and I went back east. She followed me.
Yeah.
I put her through. Put her through Boston University, and my line experience was I went to work in a very tough blue collar environment, South Boston, back in the day.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
And especially being a supervisor in a big in a union subway car barn, and I think I told you that after 7 months they promoted me to general foreman.
Mm-hmm.
After 2 years to an assistant superintendent, and I became a Neanderthal. I did, you know. My knuckles are still bruised from where they were dragging on the ground. I walked down the shop floor, but I learned about subway cars.
Yeah.
I learned about them from underneath them, derailments, blizzards.
Blizzards. I mean, I can guess what you mean by
January
that.
6th and January 20th, February 6th, 1978.
What happened?
January 20th, we were missing a third of our head count, so old man Noonan, the superintendent, put me in charge of the plow train. And there had never been a storm that bad in the history of the Boston Elevated Railroad, all the way up through the T. So it's the worst blizzard in third rail history.
Wow. Really?
And I'm this kid. I'm
in Boston
totally
or?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
It was the worst working day of my life. One of the two worst. I mean, you end up marching along open cuts, you know, just out in the open.
What's an open cut?
The tracks are just out there. They're not on an elevated. They're not in a tunnel. It's an old railroad line turned into a subway.
Open to the elements.
Open to the elements. And Boston, like Chicago, does not cover its third rail. If you slip and fall, you fry.
Mm-hmm.
And digging trains out that were stuck, chopping ice off live third rails.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, they gave us a pair of cheap welder's goggles so the third rail arcs wouldn't blind you.
So you're using language that's above me right now. Third rail arcs?
Well, what happens is, there's two of us, okay? You got the ice chopper. I got the shovel. Right, the third rail paddle is riding up in the snow with a half foot of snow to a foot of snow between it and the third rail, the top of the third rail. It slides along, rides up in a snowdrift. What you do, since you're crazy, is you lift the paddle. Paddle's dead, all right? I take the shovel and I start digging this out. At some point, the third rail will accidentally hit the steel shovel and the third rail shoe. The current will come up, jump like a welding arc.
I see.
Okay? Melt a hole in your ice chopper.
Yeah.
All right? So, but you've got 400, 600 people on that subway train with no heat and no light and no chance of getting into a tunnel. So your job is to get the goddamn train back on the third rail and moving.
Yeah.
Then I moved to Philadelphia, and I'm from any place it's Philadelphia, because that's when my kids were born. I was married. We wanted to start a family. And one of the things that stayed with the T forever is they paid their middle management and supervision.
When you say T,
The MBTA.
you're still talking about math. That's just Massachusetts, right?
Right.
Gotcha.
They pay terribly if
Okay.
you're not in the union.
Okay.
So it's hard for them to attract and keep good people, everything from purchasing to electrical engineers to shop managers to bus maintenance managers. Boston gets what it pays for. And we all leave. So I left for a job in Philadelphia on Conrail and industrial engineering, and no more aggravation. I didn't care if it snowed. I didn't have to chase around a small herd of truculent union members. I got along very well. That's why they kept promoting me, and I got stuff done.
Sure.
And then the Philadelphia system had collapsed. They got a new general manager who knew me from Boston, and he put me in charge of the programs to rebuild the Philadelphia trolley car and subway car fleets. Then they added the commuter railroad, and it was more, you learned how things, and I had my failures, but mostly I had successes. I was part of the crew that got graffiti off America's subway. I figured out how to get it off the blue line. No one could do that.
What was that?
The Backbone's rapid transit line of Philadelphia.
No, but you said you figured out how to get it off. What does that mean?
Well, get it off, remove it, paint remover type removal, magic marker removal, and then keep it off. So so there was no graffiti on it.
But how did you do that? What does that mean?
I said earlier, I'm part of a team.
Gotcha.
First, we had this brilliant general manager, David Gunn. And he wanted it done. He understood that would define success or failure in the public's eyes.
It's like the broken window theory.
And it works. The broken window theory is correct.
Of course.
And
it's a precedent.
You had a mayor who wanted it done, and you had a Republican governor and a Democratic mayor who both wanted it done. They did not want a culture of civic failure in their biggest city.
Yeah. Give me the year again for this.
1980.
Okay.
And we were done by 1984.
Okay.
And the same guys went up to the New York City system, and that's why New York City's graffiti disappeared.
Did you have kids yet at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm dead middle class.
Gotcha.
Okay. I mean, someone has to be bourgeois, and that's me.
So how many kids do you have?
I have 2 sons.
Okay. So I'm presuming this is the woman on the bus who, wanted you for your mind?
Mm-hmm.
This is the mother of your children?
Yes.
And so you guys are all living together in Philly?
Right.
Got it.
Downtown, and so it was a good urban life.
Yeah.
Philadelphia was decaying, but it was a good urban life for us.
Yeah.
And David Gunn left to become the president of the New York City Transit Authority, rebuild that. I stayed behind.
Yeah.
Because with Gunn, it's like, let's go slay the dragon. Rescue the princess. But there was no princess. I mean, Some days you get the dragon, and some days the dragon gets you.
Yeah.
And I was a family guy.
So wait, can you explain that metaphor to me?
Yes.
I mean, I know the metaphor, but can you explain what you're talking about?
Okay. This is Miami. If you slay the dragon, you do the IPO.
What's IPO?
And initial public offering. You do the finance deal.
Okay.
Okay. You do the startup successfully.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, you go out there and you do it,
Yeah.
and then you get rewarded with the princess.
Sure.
All right.
Right.
Well, if you're a public servant, there is no princess.
Okay.
There's not even a trailer trash slut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you want me to go up to New York City and slay its collapsed subway car dragon? You know, no. I did that. No princess, no bonus, no
Gotcha.
stock options, and
Gotcha.
a cranky public.
Yeah.
So, you know, guys, you can do this without me. However, when he left, the transit authority started to decline, and it was time to move. And I got a phone call from the company Bombardier that had the biggest new subway car order in history for New York, and the order blew up.
Okay.
So they hired me to straighten out the New York end. So we moved to Putnam County,
What state is this?
New York, right above Westchester.
Okay.
I moved up there.
What year?
This is 1985.
Okay.
Okay, we got the order. We turned around the order. It is subway cars. It's not like a Broadway musical or. There's no gold medals. There was, however, very substantial bonuses. The only time in my life.
For what?
For success in turning around this gigantic order.
Okay, for fulfilling the order.
What
does that mean, turning it around?
Okay, they got this order for 825 subway cars.
Got you.
Okay.
This is New York City?
New York City has ordered 825 subway cars. Bombardier has delivered 50 odd of them, and they have major structural cracking problems.
Shit.
And they have.
How much do they cost?
Well, today
at the
that's
time.
about a $5 million a pop.
Okay.
And they
Where are they coming from?
all over North America. The parts are assembled. It's
Gotcha.
like building an airplane. You have a lot of subcontractors.
Gotcha.
And the motor controls don't have problems. The air compressors have problems. Everything's got problems. Okay, and you go through on a typical order, like it's like a factory recall, anywhere from 50 to 300 factory recalls to get the design to be super reliable.
Okay.
And you have to control your subcontractors. It's like a house, you know. They don't want to show up. They do something, it's wrong. You have to get them come back, do it over again, do it over again. And you go from a subway car breaking down every 5,000 miles to every 150,000 miles.
Big difference.
Big difference, yes. Especially if you're a writer. You know, you want to keep your job.
Wait. Especially if
If
you're
you're
what?
one of the passengers.
Gotcha.
Right. You would like the air conditioning to work reliably when you're going to a job interview.
Correct.
And I become even crankier. Now I have...
About what?
About everything. Why? Because in certain jobs, I can put it to you this way. You have a choice. I want you to make a choice. We have 2 foremen in aircraft maintenance. One of them is an enlightened, optimistic, sensitive guy.
I don't know
A
about
guy
I don't
who
know about
says-
this guy.
Yeah, right. I have a good feeling that the hose to the nose landing gear, I know it's good for at least one more trip. Or do you want the old prick
Yeah.
who says, yeah, it's probably good for one more trip. Change it. All right. So I became the latter.
Okay.
Um,
What? Why?
because you have to be that way. Because you have to be bleak about things.
Yeah, I'm not saying I disagree. I'm just curious. I'm curious
So-
why you chose that path. I've often chose that path as well.
Well, you migrate into it.
Yeah.
You want stuff to work, and you get much better morale when employees know that you will get very excited if they do something really stupid. That you actually give a shit. You'll yell at them,
Interesting.
okay? Not yell at them because they're scum,
Yeah.
but yell at them because they did something so stupid, like the board of directors at the MBTA, that it's unfathomable.
Well, you got to tell these stories. We don't know what you're talking about. What,
All
like
right,
the board.
that's what we started to talk about when we
Okay.
met on the street.
Yeah.
Why Boston
Okay.
cannot buy a locomotive, a streetcar, a
Oh
subway
yeah. Well, why
car.
don't I say? I'll say that's a good stopping point to say how we even got to that. So, you said to me on the street, we've been talking for like 10 minutes, and you said to me, I think you said something to the effect of, ask me anything you want about the tea and I'll tell you. And I said, why the fuck are the trains still the same ones they were in the 80s when I was a kid or something like that?
That's right.
And then, so take it from there.
Okay. Now I may nerd out here.
Nerd out.
All right.
And I may stop you to explain it if I don't
Okay.
understand, just from a language perspective.
I argue that cities have the transit systems they deserve. I've worked in 34 countries.
Cities have the transit systems they deserve.
Like nations have the government they deserve.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Women have the men they deserve.
and Boston has what Boston needs to do well to survive as a Boston means they're going to do subways very badly.
Okay.
Boston has become a research and cutting edge city. It's not the old academia. In the old academia, you went to college, you apprenticed as a graduate student for your doctorate, and you received the accepted wisdom and knowledge. And universities had to preserve that, whatever we had learned. They would add to it, they would modify it, but that was the goal. And they could hand it to you. You'd have to work at it.
Yeah.
Okay, Boston is now cutting edge.
Hang on, real quick. When do you think this period you're talking, like the golden years? What period are you talking about?
Well, it would be the American university. Well, it was always received wisdom
Right.
ever since the universities were started to train ministers in the 1700s.
Uh-huh.
But sometime, probably around the Vietnam War, the
Yeah.
universities got into
Right when you were coming up.
publish or perish. Everything had to be cutting edge.
Publish or perish.
You had to come out, everything was the latest theory. We thought, when we were ignorant, that all cholesterol was bad. But we have a new theory now that says LDL is bad, but HDL is good. And now we have another set. We've done more research. We did a meta study that says only some LDL is also good, and some, it goes on and on and on. And everybody's always saying, what's crucial here is you ditch what you knew because I've learned the truth.
Yeah.
Okay. If that's what you're doing, if you are on the leading edge of AI, you're not going to be able to run a subway or build one.
Yeah.
Because you're always dumping the institutional knowledge of how to do
Yeah,
it.
you're throwing wisdom in, the dumpsters of history.
Yes. You have and Boston can't help itself. It always repeats the last major, fabulously stupid decision.
Yeah.
Right?
Use as much vitriol as you want.
I mean, and now remember, it has a transient population.
Yes.
Right? It turns over.
Correct.
Okay. Academia. Once you got tenure, you stayed there until the next ice age.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you are, you don't have to pick. There's an obscure reference to philosophy. If you're Judith Butler, you move to Berkeley, and from Berkeley you move to Oregon, and you're always running away from the last infrastructure fuck up.
Yeah.
You demanded the community sponsor. You're always out. Boston is full of people who are outrunning their decisions. All right, so we'll take the red line and the orange line order. Okay, I forget who the
Red line, the orange line, what?
subway car order.
Yeah, gotcha.
As
Yeah.
in the perfect as
Yeah,
the case
man,
study.
yeah.
All right, so and I looked this up just before I came here, just so I
Sure.
have most of my facts straight. I don't want to just simply say
Yeah,
the governor of Massachusetts had his head so far up his ass he could lick his eyebrows. All right, but the governor at the time did. All right, he made a political deal. All right, we're going to replace the entire collapsing Orange Line fleet and the part of the Red Line fleet that's collapsing. And the number one South Shore cars on the Red Line are the oldest subway cars in America. And they
Really?
were never, yes.
Yeah,
That's
you can
right.
feel it when you're fucking on them.
And they are so old,
Yeah, they're
I
pathetic.
worked on them.
Yeah,
I mean, I fixed them,
right.
all right? 1976.
Yeah,
Okay. And they weren't good back then.
yeah, I can see that.
And so he's going to bet these two rapid transit lines, future, which is part of the transit core of Boston. It's real estate values. It's people's ability to get to work on time and hold a retail job. It's how students get around.
Yeah.
It's tourist. Okay, you got to keep this backbone going.
Yeah.
It's the I-95, right? You can't let the bridge get knocked down.
Yeah.
So they decide they're going to award both orders to one company. Let's take all our eggs and put them in this one basket.
Now, when you say order, that means red line is an order, orange line is an order.
Right.
That's an order.
Two
Okay.
different orders of two different sized cars.
Gotcha.
Okay, this will be cool. It'll be one magnificent, like Trump's big, beautiful tax bill.
Yeah.
Let's bet everything. So this had better come out right, or we are up a well-known creek without a subway car.
Yeah.
And all right, so they get the bids in. Now
What year?
the bids come in, I think, in 2014.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Moving
now,
along.
Here's the thing. No, we're starting in 2008. It takes Boston 5 years to write the specification. Now, I've written.
What does that mean?
You're going to go out and specify what you want this car to do, how you're going to build it, how you're
Got
going
it.
to check the quality control, what kind of steel you're going to use,
Got it.
all the standards for
Constructed.
judging the steel. Right. So the blueprints.
Yeah.
It takes them 5 years to write this down. Now, they haven't designed the car. That's for the guys who are going to build the car. This is just a statement of what I want from you and how I want it, and it's over 640 pages. And it references thousands of other pages of other specifications. All right? So it takes them that should be a tip-off that things are not going well. All right, so they get it out, they bid it, they get the bids in. They have different consulting engineers. Now, Boston has a record of consistent, enthusiastic, exuberant failure on almost every order it's placed since Dave Gunn left, okay? Including this really stupid idea called, let's get them to build a factory here to make them. Local assembly, all right? So Boston says, you got to assemble it here. Well, a whole bunch of bidders say, some of them like...
What's a bidder?
A bidder is a proposer. I'm a company, I'm Bombardier from Canada, and I build subway cars.
Yeah.
And you've given me this 640-page doc specification, and you've given me another 150 pages of contract documents that say how we're going to pay for it, when we're going to meet every other week, it's the actual contract to deliver what's specified. Okay. They get the bids in. The bids have quite a spread. They range from, fuck you, from Bombardier, which is, we're not bidding on this. What, do you think we're crazy? So instead of saying that out loud, they said, for this price way up here, we'll be glad to make it.
Sure.
I mean, we'll do anything.
Sure.
You want Christmas tree lights? Sure,
Yeah.
All right. And they have the engineer's estimate. So if this, I don't know if this shows up in the camera. The enginer's estimate
Yeah, it shows up.
is here. The engineer's estimate, I went and checked it before coming out here because I have it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say this without, okay, so the engineers say, it should cost all these subway cars between 636 tops to 576 minimum.
You're talking
Total order. Several hundred subway cars is going to cost
This number, are you, I'm assuming what do you mean, million?
millions.
Got it.
So it's like your architect, you design a house, you got the specs, you ask the architect, what do you think it should cost?
Yeah.
And he says, as little as 576 million and up to 636 million. That's his estimate.
Yeah.
All right, now you got bids up here. You got a bid not too far above from Kawasaki, who knows how to do this stuff.
Right.
And is the people who build it for New York City, Washington, Port Authority, and has also built some of your commuter railroad cars. All right. And then right below the bid, you have Rotem, Hyundai. And they're on they think they can do it for a little less.
Gotcha.
Now, you already placed an order with Hyundai Rotem for local assembly, and that went badly. Ding, 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 ding. Maybe this local assembly thing needs rethinking.
Of course.
Okay. Then you get a bid that is 25% below the engineer's estimate from something called China Northern Railcar. All right? And they got a deal. Okay? And I'm reading the staff summary. All right, this is, I guess it's around, actually I have my glasses. So the staff summary is around, 2014, October 2014. Request for award, capital project 2710. That's the actual document. All right, so you've got these bids, and they're presented to the general manager and the board of directors. Now, and it goes on gushing about how cool this Chinese order is gonna be. Oh, and I'm hearing the subtext, we're so global, we don't want to buy, stuff made in Yonkers, New York by the Japanese who have been building them by the thousands.
Right.
We're going to be so global, it's going to be so cheap, and here's something else. They're going to spend $60 million in central Massachusetts on their assembly factory. Isn't that cool? All right? Now, I'll translate that into your language. You got bids somewhere around your architect's estimate by companies who have done this before. You want to buy one of the most difficult, complicated, rapid houses,
Yeah.
high tech in the world.
Now we're talking this is 2015, 14. Where are we now?
The bids came back. It only took a year or so to get the bids back. I don't know why it took 5 years to write the specs.
Okay.
So and it's now 2014.
Gotcha.
6 years after they started.
Yeah.
Most orders take 6 years.
Yeah.
They just finally are going to award a contract. So you've got this
I
guy
see.
who waltzes in
Yeah.
and says, pish tush, I can do it for a third less. And here's the really cool thing. I don't have a factory.
Third less than the China bid?
No, the Chinese actual cost, once you take the
Oh.
60 million off of the factory,
Gotcha.
they're close to a third less than
I see.
anybody else in the world. The
Yeah.
Koreans, the Japanese, all right?
Yeah.
The Germans, all right, so a contractor says, I can do this,
Undercuts the shit out of it.
undercuts it, all right. Now, and the contractor emphasizes he doesn't have a final assembly factory. He doesn't have any employees. He's
Yeah.
going to hire everybody from off the street.
Yeah.
And they're going to deliver this stuff on time.
Did you see War Dogs?
What, war dogs? No.
Yeah. Okay.
I
This
live
is
under
this is a lot like the.
cultural rock.
What's that?
I live under a cultural rock.
Well, afterwards, I'll have you take a note. You should watch. There's a scene in the movie that's very much like the one you're painting. Go on.
And they use a different language.
Yeah.
They use different measurements.
Yeah.
They don't even use the same alphabet.
Yeah.
All right? And they're going to go to a broken down industrial city and they're going to make the production schedule. They're going to beat everybody in the world.
Yeah.
All right? You would have to be the most irresponsible, incompetent, moron to have awarded that contract. And every single goddamn consultant, an attorney, said, oh, yeah. I mean, we know. And they all approved it. And you bet the system. This wasn't like, well, we're going to buy this year's supply of buses. We got 1,500 buses, we're going to buy 100 buses, and if the order goes south, well, we still got 1,400 buses. This is, you're betting everything.
Mm-hmm.
Except the Green Line, which is always a fiasco. Okay. And so they did it. And they awarded. And the last one was supposed to be delivered before the end of 2024. Now, the Orange Line order is finally all in. The Red Line order, deliveries are frozen.
Jesus.
Okay? The Chinese...
And did we pay?
Oh, yes. See, one of the great things, and this...
We paid up front?
Yes, of course. We gave them all the money. They spent it. And then they came back to Boston and said, give us another $250 million or you'll never see your subway cars alive again.
$250 million.
Yes.
Wait, let me do the math on that. Is that $250 million? What's a $250
Yes.
million? Okay.
All right?
Oh, Jesus.
Yes. And what did Boston do?
Gave it.
There isn't enough KY jelly in New England. I got to take a leak.
All right, that's fine.